Stampers, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Sunday video. This is Laura Buechler of Inkyfingers Papercrafting, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Nanaimo, BC. Today I'm going to show you how to make a twisted gatefold or diagonal gatefold card. I learned this fun fold from a video by Dawn Griffith. I'm using the beautiful designer series paper, Paper Blooms, which you can find on page 3 of your Celebration brochure. Now this paper is a level 1 reward, meaning you can get it free with your $60 purchase until February 28th. I absolutely love the colors in this DSP, and I've just ordered a second pack of it, so I'm going to be able to make lots of beautiful cards like the one I'm going to show you today. And one thing I want to tell you about this DSP, because when I first got this pack, I didn't understand this. It's got this great sheet here with all these fun circles, and it's like, well, what's that for? I'll tell you what it's for. You can use these for punching out or die cutting out flowers, and it'll have this beautiful watercolor wash in the background of your flowers. Let me show you. Isn't that pretty? So it's perfect for that. So we're going to start with a full piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I'll show you how to score and cut this to create 2 card bases. You're also going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper. They're the same pattern and the same size, and that's 2 1/4 by 4 7/8. Then you'll need a third piece of DSP, and this is measuring a little bigger. It's 2 1/2 by 5 1/8. And just one piece like this. And I like to use a little bit more background pattern for this third piece. You'll need 2 cardstock mats, and these are again the same size. These are 2 1/2 by 5 1/8. And then a piece of white cardstock for your insert, and this is 2 5/8 by 5 3/8. And I've also got some scrap cardstock that I'm going to use to embellish the card, as well as these pieces that I cut out with my layering circles dies, and that's going to go on the front of the card with my sentiment. So to create the card base, I'm going to take out my trimmer, and I'm going to start by cutting along the long side here. I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off the cardstock so that it will measure 8 1/4 by 11 inches. And then with the cardstock lined up the same way in my trimmer, I'm going to score at 2 3/4 and again at 5 1/2. And now I'm going to rotate and cut it at 5 1/2 inches. And now I've got 2 card bases that have already got score lines. So I'm going to put one of those aside. We're just going to make one card today. So I'm going to burnish these just gently so we can see exactly where those fold lines are. And the next step that we want to take is we've got 3 panels here. So on each of these side panels, we're going to score diagonally from the top left to the bottom right on each of those panels here. So I just line that up in my trimmer with the corner and the corner running right along where the score blade is going to run. There we go. We got one very nice diagonal score line. And I'll repeat it on the other side. There we go. So now I'm going to burnish all these folds, and then I'll show you how this card is going to come together. So that's how it's going to look. Our next step, of course, is we're going to decorate it with the cardstock and DSP that we showed earlier. So I've got my 2 pieces that match and my 1 kind of background piece. I'm going to put that one aside. I'll start with the white insert because that's dead easy. It's going to go in this center panel, which isn't scored at all. Now, like any typical card, we're going to end up using these cardstock panels to mat our DSP, but before we stick those together, we need to do some cutting. These are all going to be cut diagonally. So I find the easiest way to visualize this is with the card folded like so. I lay this down on top, and then I can see, and especially if your DSP has a specific pattern that you want it to be this way or this way, you can decide which way you want to cut it. So once I've got it laying the way I want it to be, I can see that the cut needs to go from this corner to this corner. So I'm now going to take my trimmer. Again, it's this corner to this corner. So I'm going to go ahead, line that up in my trimmer, corner to corner, and cut it. And then the same with my cardstock. And I'll go ahead and stick those down. Your silicone mat is really a savior in times like this where you're applying adhesive to these little narrow corner edges, because any stray adhesive will go onto the silicone mat instead of onto your grid paper, preventing your grid paper and your work surface from getting all sticky. Okay, so there's the first section of our card done. Now I want to put DSP onto this piece and this piece. So again, if I visualize this and line it up, it's going to cover this piece and this piece. So I need to cut it from here to here. So now our card looks like this. Very pretty. I want to add one more piece of DSP, and this is where my design differs a bit from the one that Dawn did, because I really want to fill in this space here. And this is why, as I said, I'm using a little bit more of a background image, and I'm not adding the cardstock mat in between, which is why this piece is a little bit bigger than the others. But I am, of course, going to cut it diagonally. So if I line it up here, I can see I need to cut from here to here, and then that piece is going to fit over on that side. And of course, once you're comfortable with creating this fancy fold, you'll be able to do all of the trimming at once instead of taking your trimmer out and putting it away and taking it out and putting it away. But I thought this would be the simplest way to show you without getting mixed up as to which piece goes where. Okay, so there's the card with all the DSP added. Now we just need to do a little bit of decorating on the front. I've got a few different stamp sets here that I'm going to use for that. I'm actually just using one stamp from each of these stamp sets. I've got the Happy Birthday sentiment from Peaceful Moments. I've got a little fern shape here from Lovely You, and I've got the small or medium-sized daisy from Daisy Lane. And of course, you could use whatever stamps you want to decorate your card. Choose what works for you and what works with your paper. So when I attach this embellishment to the front of my card, if I put adhesive all over the back and then stuck it down, I would be taping my card closed. So what I want to do is put adhesive kind of from here to here and just let that top part be sticky. So it's just going to stick to one side of my card. And there we go. There's our lovely card. Remember that you'll get a chance to win this card when you share the video. Leave a comment below to let me know that you've shared, and maybe I'll be sending you this card in the mail. Now, before I end the video, I'm sure you're wondering how this card fits in an envelope. It's actually very easy. This is our usual invitation size envelope, note card envelope, and what I do is I fold this one back like this and fold this one up like that, so it ends up being a 3-panel fold. I'll just show you that one more time. So we fold this one here and this one here, and then it's going to fit quite nicely in that envelope. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please drop me a comment below and let me know what you think. And if there's something specific that you'd like to learn about, just ask. Remember that you can purchase all the products shown on my website, Inkyfingers.ca, where you'll also find more project tutorials, current promotional details and catalogs, and the sign up for my monthly email newsletter. I'm not currently offering in-person classes, but you can visit my website to see all the different virtual events I am offering, including Creativity to Go, Mystery Stamping, and Bring Your Own Project. All of these classes are fun, social, creative, and welcoming, and I hope to see you there soon. Find all of these details and so much more on my website. If you're watching this on YouTube, I invite you to join me on Facebook under Inkyfingers Papercrafting, where you can join a weekly creative challenge and win a prize from me. And if you do place an order, please use the current Hostess code, which you can find on my website, because everyone who uses that code will get a free gift from me. If you'd like to earn your own Hostess rewards, all you need to do is place an order of over $200 or contact me and we'll start planning your own online party. Drop me a line for more details. Have a great day, everyone, and happy stamping. Bye!